Turkey's fiercely contested presidential election is heading to a runoff after neither Recep Tayyip Erdogan nor his rival Kemal Kilicdaroglu made it to the 50% threshold needed for an outright win. With almost all ballots counted on Monday morning, Erdogan led with 49.42% of the vote to Kilicdaroglu's 44.95%, and according to official figures provided by the state news agency. The runoff polls are scheduled to take place on May 28th. Erdogan claims that the ruling alliance had won a majority in Sunday's presidential elections. He added, however, that he is ready for the stated rerun.
Kesin sonuçların çıkmasıyla bu rakamın çok daha yükseleceğine inanıyorum. Seçim sistemimizin %50 artı bir oy sınırı sebebiyle Cumhurbaşkanlığı seçiminin ilk turda bitip bitmediğini henüz bilmiyoruz.
Meanwhile, Erdogan's rival is confident of winning the runoff, underlining the fact that more than 50% of the voters expressed their will for change in society. In his first appearance after polls were closed, Kilicdaroglu said that Erdogan's party was destroying the will of Turkey.
Erdoğan, bütün iftira ve hakaretlerine rağmen beklediği sonucu alamamıştır. Hiç kimse bir oldu bittiye heves vermesin. Seçim balkonda kazanılmaz. Veriler şu anda akmaya devam ediyor. Milletimiz ikinci tur diyorsa başımızın üstüne. Bu seçimi ikinci turda mutlaka ama mutlaka kazanacağız. Herkes bunu görecek.
With the third contestant in the fray, Sinan Oğan, managing 5% of the votes, both Erdogan and Kilicdaroglu are hoping Oğan's supporters will shift to their side in the runoff. Moreover, the parliamentary elections will also play a major role in the runoff. The overall parliamentary results so far suggest a victory for a range of nationalist parties, but a surprise loss for the six-party opposition coalition headed by Kilicdaroglu, who had expected to clinch a majority. If successful, Kilicdaroglu has pledged to restore a parliamentary democracy system rather than Erdogan's presidential one. Erdogan, on his part, has had curbed Parliament's voice in the later part of his tenure. And of course, this is an important election for Turkey to determine whether it will be Erdogan who wins off the runoff, or will it be his main opposition, Kilicdaroglu, who has got about 44% of the vote share. And Erdogan, well, missing out just by a whisker. He is on 49.44%, which means that he is short by just a few points to reach that halfway mark. Will it be or will it not? We will know in that runoff election that is likely to take place in the end of May to know which way Turkey has voted. And of course, an important component of this would be the third presidential candidate, Sinan Oğan, who's got about 5% of the vote. His vote share could very well shift to either of the opponents. And our correspondent Lara is now joining us live from Istanbul for the very latest on this. And Lara, well, Erdogan is falling short just by a whisker. Do you think that he will make it through? And now, of course, Sinan Oğan has said that he will only support Kilicdaroglu.
Well, Erdogan somehow he feels more powerful in this runoff because he got very close to this 50% that he needed to call it to get the presidency again. Plus, he got a majority in the parliament, which he already mentioned that Turkey should have a strong government that has the president and the parliament from the same party. So this can create some kind of psychological effect to get more vote intention in this upcoming elections if everything confirms that there will be a runoff. But also, on the other hand, considering the words of Sinan Oğan, it's not clear. Many analysts are saying that he's kind of playing with both sides to get maybe some kind of favor in the case he supports one of the candidates. So by now everything is rumors, and we are still waiting about what he will do, this third candidate that got 5% of the votes.
Right. And also, Lara, from a friend of the West to now an ally of Russia, this election, Turkey, will be watched by the Europe, by US and West Asia. What are the implications?
Well, by now somehow they are expecting the official results because, for example, the opposition still didn't call it to the runoff. Like, everyone is waiting for the official results to make a comment about the elections. But let's say, like, probably they are waiting these 2 weeks to make clear who is going to be the president, because even though we have the parliament more clear, Turkey changed its constitution some years ago, and now it has a presidential system where the president still concentrates a lot of power. So in the international relations, it has more weight and more importance who is going to be the president of Turkey.
All right, Lara, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the very latest, though. That crucial runoff later this month will decide who wins the elections in Turkey eventually.